Hey, and welcome to another episode of Vanguard Tactics. In this episode and battle analysis, we're going to be showing you the Craftworld versus the Tau in this ETC 2000 point style mission. I'm Stephen from Vanguard Tactics, and it is our mission to help you become a better 40k gamer. Today I'm joined with Jack.
Hello there.
The resident Tau player.
Feeling confident?
Feeling confident? I wouldn't be if I was you. I've got a filthy list coming up for you today. So what we're going to be going over is an ETC style mission, as I said before, and we're going to be showing you one of the new missions that have just been released by the ETC. Now, with the ETC, just to give you a very quick brief overview, it is a very different style of playing the game of 40k, a little bit different to the ITC, and a bit of a sort of development on what you would find in chapter approved or the GW book missions. So let me explain how you score first of all, and then we're going to delve into the deployment, the armies and everything like that, and then we're going to be going over, as we normally do, the battle report, the analysis, what went well, what we could have done better, and we're going to point out any tactical mistakes along the way. So if you want to get better at the game of 40k, then stay tuned, as we're going to be showing you all the minutiae of how to become a better tactical player. So with the ETC, there are 4 ways to score. The first way is the primary mission, and that is simply Eternal War taken from either the rulebook or chapter approved. So the one we are playing today is called
It Supplies from Above, the Eternal.
So that came out in the 2018 chapter approved, and basically this is the mission where the objectives are able to move, and there's a little roll off before. So that is one way you score progressive scoring across the basically all the 5 to 7 turns, because it is variable game length. The second way to score is then the Maelstrom. So you're playing the Eternal War and you're playing a Maelstrom. So we're going to be using
It's strategic gamble in this one. So that's when you draw 3 cards per turn. And the twist on this one is if you can't, you can choose to discard 2 cards and draw 1 more card, and that's worth double for that turn. So that's a bit of the flavour on that Maelstrom game.
Nice. So you can score there, you can score on the cards. And then the third way to score points is on your traditional way of first strike, line breaker, and slay the warlord. And then finally, the fourth one is that there is a kill point differential. So what this means is that Jack will total up all of the units that he killed of mine. I'm going to total up all of the units that I killed of Jack's, and then the difference, so let's say I kill 20 units and Jack kills 10, I'm going to be up by 10. However, it caps out at 6 for a total of a maximum of 6 victory points either way. So that's how you score. A little bit of bookkeeping, but this is a fantastic way, if you've never played ETC style missions before, if you really want to test yourself as a gamer, having those Maelstrom cards where you have to be able to score and hold and defend and control objectives could be anywhere on the board. It is a really good way of stressing your list, because you need high speed, maneuverability, and you need to be able to defend very, very well. So it's a really good way to develop yourself as a player. So if you're normally an ITC player, give ETC a go, and no doubt it's going to improve your game. So with the ETC, there are 6 fixed objectives, and they are 12 from the board edge, from either side in the corner, and then 1 in the centre, 12 inches away. That just means that it keeps it nice and fair, and there's no...
Makes it nice and easy when you get to the table as well. It saves a lot of time, I find, on that tournament setting.
And then there's no sort of hard feelings if you didn't quite get
it's all fair.
The board that we've got set up, we will be playing bottom level blocks line of sight, okay, which most tournaments do. We don't have any like completely surrounded enclosed ruins, but there are some
shenanigans.
None of that shenanigans, but there will be some. Obviously, bottom level will be all blocked out. So if you do see in the video that something looks open, anything from that basically first floor below is going to be blocked out. So they're the objectives. That's the terrain. We're going to be playing on a ruins battle board today, so everything's going to be ruins based in terms of the rules, and that's exactly how we're going to play them. So infantry can move through, move up, move down, move around as they like. Vehicles obviously need to go around. Pretty simple. And we also play, if your base is touching the ruin, you're in cover, and that's what we've agreed to play. That's a very quick tip for you. When you do get to the battle, do discuss terrain first, and also how you're going to interact with it. And I would always say, regardless of wherever you are, if you're touching it, you're in it, because not everything is mounted on a board, not everything's got an area. So just by saying, look, if you're touching it, you're in it, keeps it super clean and crisp.
That's a common one that splits opinions as well, so it's very important to discuss that point pre-game before it becomes important within the game.
Yeah, and when you are discussing terrain, I always think the cleanest, simplest way is the best way. Some people like to play it a little bit different, oh, if you're behind it, then it's okay, but if you're in front of it, not. It just makes it too confusing. Yeah, and you don't want any of those discussions. That's going to slow down your game at all. So that's what we're going to go with. The other thing with ETC is that we can also discard 6 cards, okay? And we're going to go through that in our army list. Now, if you are, and you want to know a little bit more about the tactical cards that you should discard, we're going to be doing a Patreon video in our tactical series. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, you just need to see that we'll have these 2 tactical videos per month, and one of those is going to be on discarding ETC cards and also how to become a more tactical player when it comes to playing ETC. So that if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, you just need to head over to Patreon/Vanguard Tactics, and you'll be able to find us there. And you need our 2nd tier. And you also get, with that, the Player's Guide to 40k. And if you do just want to check out some of the cheat sheets that we use and some other little freebies, then you can head over to that Patreon site or sign up via our email, which is www.vanguardtactics.com, and then I'll send you over all the links that you need for that. So up next is the armies. So let's take a look at what filth we've got today.
Game on.
So Jack, faction-wise, pretty obvious. You've got Tau, 2,000 points.
Yep.
Talk us through your detachments. How many detachments have you got?
That's down running 2, which is a double battalion. So
going to give you a net of 10 and 13 CPs total for the army then?
Yep.
Perfect. So talk us through your first detachment. So what have you got?
So first detachment is 3 units of 5 fire warriors, Commander Shadow Sun and an Ethereal.
And that's what sept?
That's all Tau sept.
So they are overwatching on 5s.
Overwatching on 5s, exactly, yeah.
And 6s, obviously. Anything else in that detachment?
Yeah, so we've got the 3 units of shield drones in there, 3 units of 6.
And that allows you to pass off wounds to those,
yes.
And they've got a saviour protocol, right?
Saviour protocols for all the battle suits, basically, across there.
And what else is in that detachment?
We've got 2 Riptides, loaded out exactly the same.
Lovely.
Heavy burst cannon, smart missiles, target lock and advanced targeting systems.
What do those do? What does target lock do?
That means I can move and shoot with my heavy weapons with no penalty.
Lovely. And the other one?
ATS is additional minus AP to all my weapons.
Cheeky. And the smart missile systems, 30-inch range, they don't need line of sight.
And ignore cover.
And ignore cover, tasty. Right, anything else in that detachment?
And a far sight marksman.
Lovely.
Nice 3-up marker line.
Perfect. And then in the next detachment, what have you got? So this is another battalion?
So another battalion, so rinse and repeat, 3 times 5 fire warriors, a cadre fireblade, and an enforcer commander who is my warlord. His warlord trait would be through unity devastation, which in the shooting phase I pick an enemy unit and any models with my friendly models within 6 on wound rolls for a 6 is additional minus 1 AP. So he'll be taking that. He's got triple psychic iron blasters and advanced targeting systems again.
Nasty. And then what else you got there?
So there's 2 units of 5 pathfinders.
Yep.
And then 2 units of crisis team, all loaded out with triple burst cannon each.
All the DACA. And then obviously you got the 3 broadsides.
And then the unit of 3 broadsides this time.
And that's one whole unit.
Yes.
Nice. So from your what was your intention with putting this together? Because you've made some changes since the last time you played ETC, which was Clash of the Lions, the competition that we did. What's made you change the list?
So the main changes was I've always with Tau, you felt I get a bit hemmed in, so I added the Ghost Keel and Stealth Suits into my Clash of the Lions list. I wasn't overly impressed with how they performed, so that's why the Crisis teams have come in. They can deep strike, as well as the Enforcer Commander. There's a nice deep striking threat there. Then get around the table a bit later on table turns. Another thing I wanted to do is drop down a number of kill points I was giving away.
Yeah.
So hence the broadsides are consolidated into one unit.
Yeah.
I've dropped a unit of Pathfinders. I've brought my marksman back to negate some of that marker lights. I've dropped a unit of crew back into Fire Warriors.
And by having a unit of 3 broadsides, you've got a stratagem, right?
Yes.
That does...
So my commander can then give 1 unit of battle suits reroll to wound.
Perfect.
So that's the other flip side. I've reduced my kill points and then given that an instant buff as well.
Yeah. So rather than having just that on one single guy,
Yeah.
you've now got 3 boys all with the same. So maxing out those squads, really good tip for you there. And again, something we'll be discussing over on our Patreon page is how to really maximise the effectiveness of a unit.
Yeah, and I've had to cave and try Shadow Sun. 110 points. I've got to try that double Callion.
Yeah.
See how we go today.
Lovely. So Callion does what?
So it's called the Master of War ability.
Yep.
So any commander can declare either a Callion or Monka.
Yep.
So Monka is you can move and advance any units within 6 of that commander.
Is that this before they move?
Before they move, beginning of the turn.
Yeah.
So anyone within 6 can move and advance, and then for the purposes of shooting, they've kind of been stationary.
Cool.
And then Callion is anyone that doesn't move within 6 of that commander at the beginning of the turn gets reroll all hits.
Nasty.
Shadow Sun allows you to call Callion twice, or a Monka and then a Callion.
Nice. Lovely, mate. Top work. These are the cards that Jack has decided to discard. Priority orders, which can only be done by your Warlord. Witch Hunter, Killer Psyker, behind enemy lines. Advance, which you've got to get all of your units out of your own deployment zone. Blood and Guts, kill someone in combat, and Domination. Nice tactical draw. And again, I'm going to be going over in our Patreon tactical support videos why and how you can tailor your card drops based on the army that you play, and also which you are going to hedge your bets to be a more tactical decision. So if you want to become a Patreon, just head over to our email and I'll send you all the links there. So that's our website, www.vanguardtactics.com, and I'll send you all the information you need via email.
So Steve, tell us what you're running today.
Oh, well, I've cooked up something real spicy today, and something you don't often see in competitive play. And one of those things, which is probably the most obvious on this camera right now, is the Wraith Knight. Now this, I'm going to get onto him shortly, so let's go over the basic stuff first, alright? I am running an Elatok detachment, if you could never imagine that, right?
Yeah, so what does Elatok do? So
Elatok is -1 to hit if you are over 12 inches away. Now I don't know if this is the most optimal build with this, but we're going to go with it. The other option I might have gone for is Samhain, but anyway, we're going to go for Elatok. So in the Elatok battalion, I have a Farseer, and he is a Skyrunner, and then I've also got a Warlock, okay? The Warlock has got Quicken, and he has got Guide, and he's also got Fortune, alright? So Guide allows a unit to reroll misses in the shooting phase, and then also Fortune allows one of my units to have a Feel No Pain, okay, a 5 up. 3 units of Dire Avengers.
Stock.
Just completely stock here. 9 Dark Reapers. Sergeant's got a Tempesta Launcher.
Just quickly, just tell us what that does.
Tempesta Launcher is a 2d6 shot, or shots. Doesn't need line of sight. It's quite handy, but only 36-inch range rather than 48 like the other boys. I've then also got 9, what are they called? Wind Riders. Wind Riders, 9 Wind Riders, and they have got Shuriken Cannons,
yeah.
Okay. And then I've also got 8 Shining Spears, and one of them has got the Star Lance, which is a little bit stronger, so Strength 8 rather than Strength 6. So I've got my Spears, the Wind Riders, and that's all that battalion. And then I'm running a Supreme Command detachment, okay? And the reason why I had to do this was because I wanted to run the new Vigilus formation.
Interesting.
The Wraith Host formation. So I've got an Elandon Wraith Host, okay? So I've got a Wraith Host unit here, which is the Wraith Construct. I just want to double check something to make sure this is correct. I'm sure he has got the Wraith Host or Wraith Construct keyword, because this otherwise
goes in the bin.
Goes in the absolute bin. He does have Wraith Construct, we're good to go. So, he's if I pronounce this guy, Scatterak. Wraith Knight, I think is pronounced.
Okay.
Scatter it. Anyway, he's got 2 Death Shroud cannons, which are really cool. They've got 2 profiles, and basically he's also got 2 scatter lasers on the top. So this guy, he is able to, he's a Lord of War detachment, Titanic, he can deep strike. You can also remove him off the board and then deep strike him back down again.
Is that the next turn, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So you forfeit a turn, but you go up, go back down again, okay? He can fall back and shoot, fall back and charge over infantry models. He's also got 2 weapon profiles. So he's got 2 of these Death Shroud cannons. You've got one, a dispersed shot, which is 48-inch range, heavy D6, strength 8, -2, D3 damage. But if you roll a 5 or a 6, it's -4 instead of -2.
Tasty.
Pretty tasty. And then also you've got a focused, which is range 10, heavy 2d6 each, so 4d6. Auto hitting, strength 7, 1 damage, but if you roll a 5, it's -4. Okay. Yeah, and he's also got Titanic feet and Titanic fists, which pack a bit of a punch. So that's him. And the reason why I'm taking that detachment is because my Warlord is this guy. He is the Spirit Host, and his Warlord trait is the new Vigilus one. You can re-roll charge rolls for friendly Wraith Host constructs within 6 of your Warlord.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're seeing what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend 1 CP for that. So that takes me down to 8. We've also got... He's going to go for a power. Do I try this one out? No, we won't worry about this one. We won't try out this new power. But he can also cast on a unit, so he gets a cover save. Quite handy. Anyway, then what we've got is he's going to take the relic as well, which is called the... So Elandon also, for if you don't know, allows me to double the amount of wounds that I'm on, and I use that profile.
If you're,
Yeah.
testing your ballistic skill, your weapon skill, etc.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's got the relic, the Citronome of Elandon. Elandon's Psyker only. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, you can declare this model that activate the Citronome of the Elandon. If you do so for the rest of the fight phase, the attack's characteristics of all Elandon Wraith construct units that are within 6 are doubled. However, at the end of the fight phase, each Elandon Wraith construct that was affected suffers D3 mortal wounds.
I'm struggling with this big maths. So
Yeah.
how many attacks is that when that kicks off?
Well, before you hold your horses there, Sunshine,
Oh.
because I've got a 1 CP stratagem. Pick a Wraith Host construct, gets 1 additional attack. So 1 additional attack on my characteristics takes me up to 5 attacks. Then what happens is that for every... I then double that. Obviously, because that's my characteristics first.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm up to 10 attacks. And then, because I use Titanic Feet, which gives me 3 attacks per every attack of my characteristics, he gets 30 attacks in combat.
I reckon I might try and stay clear of him in combat.
So we're going to try this. This is why I'm taking the whole...
Tasty.
Basically, the whole army is geared around this. And then I've got a Farseer with... a Farseer on bike down here with Executioner and Doom, which allows me to reroll wounds, and Executioner is like a cheeky double smite, and then an Autarch, which gives reroll 1s. Okay?
Does he give reroll 1s to the whole...
No.
Just a knight?
Only Elandon units. Yeah. Bit of a shame, really, but hey, it is what it is. And I want to keep these 2 together, because then I can use the stratagem +1 to cast, you see, so that's why I've had to do it this way. It's not perfect, but you're running 2 different armies here in a way,
yeah.
So you got to, some sacrifices have to be made. So that's a list. Let's see what it can do. So these are the cards that I've decided to discard: Assassinate, Kill a Character, Advance, Psychological Warfare, Domination, and Priority Orders Received. So the next we got to roll off for picking sides. This is Pointy
Dawn of War.
Pointy Dawn of War, which is called
Frontline Assault.
Frontline Assault. So you are the blue dice, and I'm going to be this red dice. Here we go. 2 and a 2.
Tension builds.
I rolled a 2 again, keeping up my average of a 2.
So I get to pick.
You get the pick, and then I deploy first, but then I go first. Or if you want to Yeah, I can choose if I push you to go first. Okay, so just finished off deploying here. I finished first. In here we've got 2 units of Dire Avengers and Dark Reapers next to one of the objectives that might potentially be moving. We've then got a unit of Shining Spears, Wind Riders on another objective. This isn't one of the ones that counts, is it?
No,
the Eternal War.
Corners.
And then we've got a couple of characters back here, the 2 Farseers, the Warlock, wherever he is, he's under there, and the Autarch Skyrunner. And then in this corner here, we've simply got 1 unit of Dire Avengers. Okay, next to this objective. Then in the back corner,
Do you want me to go for it?
yeah, go on, you've got your objective over there.
Yeah, so in this corner I've got an objective, Dark Reapers in the far corner, so deployed out of range, unit of broadsides, 12 shield drones, the 2 Riptides, Shadow Sun within 6, the Ethereal within 6. Both units are Pathfinders, 4 units of Fire Warriors, Cadre Fireblade, the Marksman, all in that castle, 2 units of Fire Warriors in the middle of the table, outside of 36 of Dark Reapers. And then in Deep Strike I've got 2 units of Crisis Teams, a Commander and a unit of 6 Shield Drones.
So that's the deployment, and I've chosen to go first. Would you like to seize?
I would like to seize.
Here he goes.
Not even close.
That's the opposite of a seize roll. So, going to my first turn, I'm going to play 2 CPs to redeploy 3 units. And that happens before the game starts, or basically before the first battle round.
Do I get a CP?
He does! He steals!
It's not when I need a 6.
So I'm now down to 5 CPs. I'm running short. But for me, this army it can be defensive. The other option, what I would have done if Jack would have seized, I can hide all this lot behind here if you'd have been going first. But all of this means now is I can move my Reapers over here, they can shoot some broadsides, and then I can maybe get a closer charge off with my Shining Spears. So that's what I'm going to go for.
I want to play Prepare Positions.
Okay, so you're going to spend 2 CPs?
Yeah.
Plus 1 cover save.
Yeah.
Happy days. All this tactical shenanigans, look.
I forgot you could do that.
So I've just redeployed my unit Dark Reapers so that they can see this, and also I've redeployed in that corner my Shining Spears. That will just basically mean I've got a much easier chance of getting that first turn charge off with Quicken. Now, onto the cards, and I'm going to go over what I'm going to attempt to do this turn. So I've drawn number 12, which is Secure 2. I've also got Secure 6, Master the Warp, and there I am done. So I was contemplating, do I ditch these? This is actually Secure number 2, because we are using just Space Marine deck, but using it as the regular ones from the book. Then we've got Secure 6. Now Secure 6 is here in Jack's side, so is number 2, but I know that I can get within 3 inches of this with a 22-inch movement from my Wind Riders, so that's going to be okay. I can secure this turn, Secure 6. I can definitely Master the Warp. Probably not going to be able to get Secure 2, but I'll take that on the chin. My intention this turn is basically going to be to lock down these broadsides. If I can bring my Shining Spears over, quicken them, and basically do as much damage as I possibly can to these in combat, lock them up, then that's going to prevent them from shooting next turn. I'm going to lose quite a lot on Overwatch, but if I can just get them in, then that will really help. And then the other thing is, I'm just going to try and shoot as much as I possibly can in regards to getting rid of these shield drones with my Reapers. That's the goal. Let's see if I can do it. So that is the end of my first turn. Let me talk you through what happened. I did achieve what I set out to do. I managed to kill, how many drones? 8?
There's
2
3 left.
There's 3 left?
Yeah, there's 3 left.
Oh, there's 3 left. So I killed...
There's 12.
Oh.
Yes.
We can't do maths.
9.
I killed 9. Not bad.
Yeah.
So I did get first strike. I fire and faded my Dark Reapers, so they're hidden out of line of sight. I then I use a stratagem to get +1 to cast on my Farseer and Warlock. That just helped them make sure I could quicken and fortune up my Shining Spears and also move them again, and I guided the Dark Reapers. Fired the Dark Reapers in, then I fired and faded them, like I said. Then the Shining Spears came over and managed to just about survive Overwatch. I lost half of my unit in the round.
The morale phase is needed, isn't it?
I'm going to need a morale on these boys, yeah, because I have lost 4. My leadership is 8.
Excellent.
But I have managed to tag the broadside, which is the most important thing. That just keeps them from firing next turn. It just puts a little bit of pressure on, basically. And then all I need to now do is essentially take a morale check on those boys. See what it is. Roll low. Oh,
Top 2.
oh my god! Literally, I roll rubbish, and then that happens. Yeah, I think that is 2, isn't it? 2 more. Just lost 2 more. Yeah, 2 more Shining Spears. Or do I spend 1 CP to re-roll that?
How much CP you got left?
3. Yeah. But I need 3 CPs for what I want to do next, you see.
Ooh.
As I want to keep the 3 CPs, I'm just going to take the hit, you know. Yeah, just going to take the hit. Can't believe it.
They've still done the job.
Yeah. Then I managed to secure number 6 and Master the Warp, and I got first strike. So I get a point for that. I get 2 points for Master the Warp because at ETC it's just a flat 2, and then I get my first strike. So that's 4 victory points for me. Not a bad turn, good score, and I've set myself up for a good second turn. And I've also placed because these objectives can move, what I've done is I've put a troop on top of the objective, so no matter where that goes,
Keep scoring it.
I'm going to keep score.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So on to Jack's first turn. How do you feel about our first turn, by the way?
I think I did well. I think dropping the stratagem on the Shining Spears to make a -1 to hit with all those shuriken catapults, which you went drone hunting with, made a big difference. So I think that kept enough drones alive to start soaking up the Reapers as well. I think I did well in Overwatch. So only 2 Shining Spears left, no problem.
Nice.
So this is my draw from a Maelstrom, Secure 4, which is in Steve's deployment zone in the far corner from my castle. Big Game Hunter, which the only one is the Knight that's off the board. And Defend 6 is where these bikes are. So I'm going to play this strategic gamble in terms of the mission parameters.
So which ones are you going to ditch?
I'm going to get rid of Secure 4, which is in the opposite corner, and Big Game Hunter. I don't want to wait for the Knight, and possibly could start defending 6.
So this one is worth double trouble.
Here we go. Secure 6. Well, there we go.
Now remember, units with the fly keyword.
Super OPSEC.
Exactly, a super OPSEC. So you're going to have to get rid of all of my bikes. Well, that's kind of forced your hand a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So that is potentially worth
Right.
2 points for you.
So for this turn, I need to secure and defend 6, and secure 6 is worth double because of the strategic gamble that I took. So objective 6 is right in my deployment zone, and is where those Wind Riders are currently sat on. So I think the aim for this turn is to make sure they're shift, get a couple of units onto that objective to make sure hopefully I can then defend it, make it a bit harder for Steve to clear off both of those units. I also need to make sure I fall back from the Spears, polish them off as well. So main targets, the Wind Riders and the Shining Spears. So Wind Riders here, so I'm going to bring my Fire Warriors around to capture that. Because of the mission parameters, these got fly, so these will OBSEC over my troop, so they all have to go. And I just need to fall back from here and pull back in position, ready for the next turn to get those broadsides up and running. So, movement phase, I pushed my 2 unit fire warriors onto objective 6, which was the key objective for this turn. I fell back from the shining spears with the broadsides. I shuffled my fire warriors round to get shots onto the remaining shining spears behind the building. I advanced the unit of fire warriors out to try and push out the deep strike potential. Both riptides moved round to get into range of the wind riders.
Made a slight indiscretion, didn't you, Jack?
Yeah, I forgot that Alatoc and it's 12 inches, so Steve graciously let me move a half an inch to get my riptide within 12, so I wasn't then suffering the -1.
And I think that is because your Pathfinders weren't within 12, you had a really difficult job to get your marker lights on, didn't you?
Yeah, so my Fireblade missed on the 3-up, and I used the Engram Chips free reroll, missed again. The Marksman missed, so I had to spend a CP to get reroll 1s, and then all my Pathfinders had to move, so they were hitting on 6s, so I was not landing any marker lights.
Yeah.
So thankfully managed to get that little bit of movement to negate that -1.
And again, it was one of those things that I suppose it really depends on the level of play you're at, and I mean obviously we want to show you guys what everything is capable of, and it's one of those I think discussions you need to have at the start of the tournament, start of the event, don't you? Are you going to let go backsies in a way? Because otherwise, I've had it before where I've been like, yeah mate, not a problem, and I've just gone, oh, do you mind if I do this? And they go, no. I'm like, what? Okay, we're playing that kind of game, are we? So again, it's just one of those conversations. We're pretty good with it. I would hate for Jack easily had the movement there to get within 12. He wouldn't have been able to move this guy through that one, so that kind of makes sense. That one's in, one's out. Yeah. But you still did a good job of clearing these boys away anyway, didn't you? And then you got rid of the
2 spears. So the ethereal now is given a 6-up feel no pain. The spears are gone. The broadsides have fallen back. The riptides have moved round. I've knocked the table over. So reconfigure the fire warriors here. These boys advanced out. Pathfinders jumped up. Firepower went over to remove the wind riders to secure objective 6, and I'm also defending it. Also got first strike. I also nova'd both riptides, so both taking a 3-up invuln, and the lead one is branched to also up to his gun. I also played command and control node from Shadow Sun to reroll wounds on that one as well.
And at the end of that, you scored first strike. You scored secure 6, which was worth 2 for you for this one. Yeah. And so that's what you scored, and you're halfway through defending
6. I scored 3 points.
Nice. Pretty good turn, mate. Yep. So now it's my turn too. Let's see what happens. So because we are at the start of the second battle round, these objectives in the 4 corners are going to start to move. Me and Jack need to roll off. The winner gets to move that any direction 3 inches. So this one here, first of all, I'm black. So where would you like to move that one to? 3 inches towards you?
Yeah, 3 inches, so it gets behind the wall.
Okay. The one
over there.
Yep, with my Dire Avenger set on 1 and a 6.
So again, that's going to move
3 inches towards you, please. So I'm still within 3.
Where's that one? Nice.
In the corner.
On there, yep.
Oh, happy days. I'm going to move that 3 inches behind the cover.
Yep. This one?
Yep. Nice. Oh, towards me. Thank you very much. Right, so then, at the start of the battle round, at the start of my battle round, now they've been moved, we see who I've got, and I've got that objective within 3, and my corner one, so that's another 2 victory points to me, which takes me up to a total of 6. So my card draw, Air of Denial. Happy days, secure 5, which is here, happy days, and then finally secure 5 as well. Excellent, nice little cheeky little draw that for me. I'm happy with that. Boom, boom, boom. I can't roll, but I can draw cards. With that card draw, makes my turn quite easy. I just need to basically secure 5. And I've already got Area Denial, which is fantastic. I'm just going to make sure that if these guys here are within 12, I can clear these away. Now, I do have my big knight to come in, and I'm not sure if I'm going to bring him in this turn or next. So I'm going to have a little bit of a pre-measure, find out what I need to do, but really the only thing I need to do is start clearing away some of this screen, so then when my knight does come in, we'll see what happens. I'm going to measure out the 9 inches from here to see what range I've got of my weapons and see if I can get a good charge off, but we'll see. If I can get him in, fantastic. If not, he can always wait till next turn. My second turn review. We'll start for the movement phase, so if we pan on down in the corner, you will see what I did. Basically, I just moved the Dark Reapers back to here. It's keeping them out of range from the Riptides, and also I've managed to move everything else so that when his other boys drop down with the 18-inch range, they'll be out of range. So the only thing that can see them is these broadsides that I was hoping to kill, but I didn't. So we're going to get onto that in a minute. Then the knight dropped down within 9 inches, and he did a very good job at clearing off some units here. The Autarch did a good little job at clearing off some units over there. However, I failed Doom using the reroll on these guys, which was a real big shame. I failed Executioner, so that's why these guys are still left there. I also failed Fortune on my knight, which again is massive. The only power I managed to get off was Guide on the Reapers, and they didn't even need it anyway. So that was a bit gutting. And then I failed my charge from here, even with the reroll. And I save a command point for it, and still nothing. But I did play a 2 CP stratagem to give him a 4+ invulnerable save, so that will hopefully keep him alive. Oh, we'll see. But he has taken a couple of wounds already. Autarch cleared Jack off this from defending him 6, so that stopped you scoring 2 points there. And points for me, I got Secure 5 twice, and I've also got Area Denial for 4 points. So, for 2 points, so that takes me for 4 points. And I had my 2 points earlier for my Eternal War. But I don't really have much left, unfortunately. That was a real whiffer of a turn. If I'd have got Doom off over here, I'd have expected to have done a lot more. And do you know what I forgot to do?
What?
Jinx.
Oh, he's got Jinx, is he?
He's got Jinx. I've completely forgotten to do that. So again, when you are running something new, look, it's going to take about 3 or 4 times before you really realise the potential.
And that's maybe some of the difficulties with him having Jinx, because you've got to be close to him to buff him onto the 4-up Invuln.
Yep.
You want to Jinx
something.
Yeah, because
probably this.
Yeah, take him to a 4-up Invuln.
Yeah.
And then you maybe should shot all your big guns at that Riptide.
Yeah. But all the drones are gone now.
There's 6 more in Deep Strike.
Oh, great. Right, on to your turn 2 then, mate. See what you can do.
So this is my cards for this turn. I defend objective 6 from last turn. I drew overwhelming firepower, which is obviously a very good draw for me, and secure objective 1, which is in Steve's deployment zone, which is not the best for me. I did toys again, getting rid of defend 6 and secure 1 to draw another, but I feel I can get on to defend 6 and stay there this turn, so I want to keep it, and we'll go from there. Right, so first thing first, my second turn, I'm going to call Carry On from Shadow Sun. So anyone doesn't move, now gets a reroll all hits, which I think is just going to be the broadsides. I think they're going to park up here. They got shots on the Farseer here, and they can smart missile those Dire Avengers off that objective, which is also on the Eternals, to stop Steve scoring that next turn. I think I'm going to drop my Riptides over the top of this building to get shots on the Dark Reapers. Reposition my infantry in the building to move block this knight away. And then I've got some deep strikers going to come down here Going to look to try and clear both the Altark off this objective and as well as the Spirit Seer here. He's got Jinx, I really want to get rid of that and get rid of this Altark to clear the way for me to start defending that objective in later turns. Probably drop another unit of Crisis Suits on objective 2 to bag a point from next turn. That's my turn summary. So didn't quite go to plan as I was hoping. So Fire Warriors and as Pathfinder advanced this way. I advanced these Fire Warriors to start move blocking this knight to protect my castle. Same again with these boys, they fell back this way. I then shifted my Riptides around to get in range of those Fire Warriors. So I then played Branch and Overcharge in this lead. Riptides give him a free up Invern and to do his gun. I gave the second one a free up Invern and played Command and Control node on the broadsides. Broadsides opened up on the Farseer with the rail rifles, took him away and chipped away at those Dire Avengers, but left one pesky one left. The Riptides opened up and killed 7 Dark Reapers, leaving in 2. The combination of not killing those units meant I didn't get my 2 points of overwhelming firepower, so that's quite significant. Moving across the table, again I failed to take out this Altark. My commander and the 36 burst cannon shots only took 2 wounds off that Altark, which is absolutely terrible. Over this side of the table, my Crisis team cleared off that Warlock off that objective. I got some shield drones have circled this objective over here. So at the end of my turn, I scored overwhelming firepower for only a point.
So we've moved the objectives. I scored 2 for my Eternal War, and then I just drew these 3 cards: Blood and Guts, Kill Someone in the Combat Phase, Supremacy, and Scale the Skies. All looking pretty doable at the moment. So I'm literally just going to put my Dire Avengers back on the objectives because they've moved from them. Probably going to put my Farseer over there on this objective 5, and then I've got 3 objectives potentially. Or I could always bring the Knight round, something like that, if I want to clear these guys away. Yeah, I probably want to bring my Knight round 12 inches to here, and then see if I can maybe get a charge on perhaps, but it's going to be really quite tricky. Up against a lot of firepower over here. Or the other option is I go this way and I get rid of this lot and make sure those broadsides basically can't see me because I'll be hidden. So got a couple of options there. I'll look at my chances, but it's not looking well for me at turn 3. However, he's doing all right at the moment.
So you're taking 2 wounds?
Only taking 2 wounds, yeah. And but I'm up on points at the moment quite considerably, so I just need to hold in there and score what I can when I can, and then see if Jack can basically table me and see if he can score more points. So that is the end of my turn 3. So let me talk you through what I did. So if we pan on down over here, not over there just yet, mate. We've got other actions. Put the Dire Avenger onto there, move some other boys up, hit the Dark Reapers, because I have supremacy, so I need to be on 3 objectives. So that's 1. I move my Farseer forward onto that one in a sort of heroic move. Then I put the Dire Avengers on this one, so that gets me supremacy. Okay. Lovely. Look at this lovely painted terrain, by the way. It's beautiful. If you're enjoying the terrain, guys, let us know. Comment below. But anyway, we actually spent all morning painting this, so yeah, just for you guys, really. The Spirit Seer came forward. I did get Fortune off on my big boy today, and what he did was he just put all of his guns into one of the Riptides. He then charged in, and I used the double attacks. I used the stratagem to get 1 extra attack, double my characteristics, so he was on 30 attacks, and I put 15 on each Riptide, killed one of the Riptides off, and then put some more wounds on the Riptide. But I hid the Autarch here first. My Autarch was here first, basically to make sure that you couldn't... it was just going to really sort of inhibit some of your Overwatch, wasn't it, basically?
Yeah. I was, I think I'm still unlucky not to kill him again. He's living on a 3rd life now, it's like a cat.
He's loving it. So he got in because I hit him well, and he's just consolidated into the broadsides. So they're not going to be able to shoot next turn, which is really good for me. And obviously the knight is still there with 22 wounds left, being an absolute weapon, as some might say. So anyway, let's have a little cheeky look at what happened there. I got Scour the Skies because I killed the drone.
Yep.
And does the Riptide have fly? Yeah. Okay, so I've got another point for Scour the Skies. 2 points for supremacy, and then Blood and Guts.
Yep.
Only killed
Riptide,
one. Only killed 1 unit for that. So that puts me on. I was on 10.
16.
Now I'm on 16.
I'm on 5.
You're on 5. Are you on any objectives at the start of your turn? You're on 2 objectives. So
7.
as it stands, 16 plays 7.
But I've got to get turn in hand.
You're a turn in hand, and I'm sure you're going to do some work here. All right, mate, over to you.
So I've got a fresh set of cards I've got 2 new cards this turn. So still defend 6, which I can start defending this turn.
You ain't doing that!
Secure 1, again, which is over there. And assassinate. So there are 3 characters that are on offer this turn, so I need to start scoring these points. Yeah.
I doubt you'll kill any, mate.
Right, it's beginning of my turn 3. So first things first, I'm going to play regen D3 wounds on my Riptide, and also play Stim Injector. Oh no, don't need to play Stim Injector. So to get D3 wounds back on that Riptide, to get him out of his bracket and motoring. And then I need to fall back from the Autarch that's here. I need to make sure he dies for Overwhelm, for Assassinate. Bring my broadsides back. Because of the way Steve's pinned me in, I've got to go in this corner. It's the only place I can go. And Shadow Sun's going to have to try and hide in there as well. Might try and pick some cheeky wounds off with Shadow Sun off the Knight. Got some Fire Warriors around the back here, try and do a bit of work in this Autarch. These guys hopefully try and take out this Spirit Seer. Ideally I want to get a good advance with these guys. I want to get onto objective 6 to start defending. That will allow the Crisis team and the Commander to start coming to the centre of the table, to start help taking out the Farseer on the opposite side of the table. Which again, depending on how moves work out, I might try and get advance my Crisis team over here onto the back to start putting pressure on those Dire Avengers, because I'm 9 points behind Steve at this stage, so I need to capture as many as I can. I need to stop him from scoring, and with those Crisis suits with fly, they obsec over those Dire Avengers. So that's the plan, and let's see how we get on. So that's the end of my turn 3. Not good enough, I don't think, and I think that is starting to be the turning point in the game unless I pull some very good Maelstrom next turn and Steve doesn't score many points next turn. But, so what's happened, I fell back over here, Shallow Sun and my Ethereal jumped into the corner with a line of broadsides, hopefully try to take him down an Overwatch. And then I repaired my Riptide with a Stratagem to get him back up to get him out of bracket, and then played Branch and Overcharge for a 3-up Invuln and done his gun. I eliminated the Autarch around here, used my Fire Warriors around the back, rapid firing, so that scored me Assassinate. I advanced this unit of Fire Warriors across on start defending 6 and brought a second unit of Crisis over as well, and they advanced, also get shot on this Spirit Seer. Again, didn't kill him, which stopped me scoring 2 points. Steve made some very lucky 4-up Invuns, these on this cursed life he is. So that was that. So at least I'm defending 6. I scored Assassinate. My commander popped over the top here and sniped out the Fire Seer, holding Steve's home objective over there. And I brought my other Crisis team advanced to start putting pressure on the Dire Avengers in the corner. So I left one outline of sight to be within 3 inches of the objective, so I'm obsecking that now from Steve.
Yep.
So I'm relying on the roll off to go my direction.
If I move it, I can get it within me.
I only killed one Dire Avenger in that corner. My drone stays still and hold that objective. So at the end of that, I scored 1 point for Assassinate.
Yep.
I started defend 6. And I'm getting rid of Secure 1 again, 2 turns in a row.
Sure. No morale for me. So it's my turn 4. So I drew 3 cards. One of them was Defend 1. I also then got Kingslayer and also
Secure Objective 2.
Secure Objective 2, which those drones are on in the corner. I've got rid of both of those because that ain't happening at all. And then I doubled down, got to hold the line. But I'm not going to be able to do it because Jack's got these 3 Crisis Boys in the corner here and I've got no way of killing them. So unless my Dire Avengers do an absolute number. In combat as well. Oosh. But we'll see. So it's my turn 4. I'm not really going to be able to do much in terms of cards, so I've got to just basically do what I can. I thought about popping him up in the sky and bringing him down again just to show you what he can do there, but that means he's out of action for a turn, and he's just in this great position because these broadsides do not have fly. So what I'm probably going to do, move him around here, clear off Jack off this objective to stop him scoring, and then charge back in on these boys, maybe put some more shots on this Riptide and basically get rid of everything that could potentially hurt him, and then for the remaining of the game just use him to be an absolute menace, and to score as many points as I possibly can with him, basically, because he is literally my army at the moment. He's a 500 and something point investment, so he's better make up those points back for me. Let's go. Right guys, that is the end of my turn number 4, and not a bad little turn for me. Did make one slight potential error. I wanted to kill these boys in here, you won't be able to see them, but there was a unit in this piece of terrain on this objective, and I thought, oh no, I put scatter lasers in there, Tempesta launcher in there, completely forgot about it. Anyway, so what I did do was moved him, shuffled him around, then what I did was did some movement shenanigans over here to get this unit within range of this squad here, and managed to tick away a few, and did a little number on the old
Crisis team?
Yeah, there was one guy with 1 wound left in one Dire Avenger, or what the Dire Avenger squad killed off the last wound, and then my Dark Reaper in the corner there, 1 rocket shot, boom, took off 2 wounds, which was yeah, all that was needed to take away 2 of those, which was good. Then my Knight put on only 3 wounds, not great, but then charged the unit in here that I forgot to shoot, and then I've just consolidated back into these broadsides. So again, I'm just keeping these from shooting me, And so not a great deal done really that turn, but tactically played well just to prevent you from doing...
Yeah, you're really limited my options next turn.
Yeah, so yeah, got some things to do here. I didn't actually score any points, but...
I scored two points at the end of your turn.
Lovely, so we'll put those on the doors. And it's over to your turn, mate, turn 4.
So it's my new draw for my turn 4. So Supremacy, which is going to be easy to control 3. No prisoners, there's a Spirit Seer left on 2 wounds, so I should be able to hopefully polish them off, fingers crossed. And Secure 5, which is in the middle of Steve's deployment zone. Not going to be able to get there this turn, but hopefully in my next turn, if this commander stays alive, I can get there. Right, so beginning my turn 4, first thing I'll do is play Stim Injector on my Riptide, get him back up to full bracket. So do I get it back to it live? He does, keeps that CP. So my Riptide's going to move up to make sure he's closest to the Spirit Seer and get in range of those Dire Avengers, because Steve's defending 1, which is that objective. My Broadsides will again just drop out of combat and not do anything. Shadow Sun will get some pop shots off. I'm going to drop my Marksman and my Fireblade probably down onto this objective at the bottom after I clear the Spirit Seer. Hopefully I can catch that next turn. My Crisis team will move forward to get shots on the Dire Avengers. This Enforcer Commander is just going to advance because he's got no targets to get onto that objective 5, hopefully next turn. And my Crisis Boy over there is going to sit on top of Secure 5, so hopefully he will survive and deny that objective from Steve again. So turn 4 summary for the town. So I used Stim Injector on that Riptide to get him back operating. You got that CP back, so then that allowed me to branch him. So he's on a 3-up Inven. He's got his gun for one last hurrah. Over here the Broadsides fell back. Shadow Sun lined up the Fusion Blasters at the 9. 2 hits, 2 wounds. The really bad thing about that night, no Inven save. So straight through. 2d6 picking the highest of those fusion, clock 12 wounds off that 9. Lucky because the Landon is not bracketed, but it is now only on 10 wounds. Polished the Spirit Seer here, who's also Warlord, and it also got me no prisoners, so that was 2 points worth there. And I brought my Fireblade and Marksman down
on the objective
to round the objective now. Cool. So there's only one direction that 3-inch move can take me off. These guys just shuffled up to try and get some shots on the Dire Avengers. The Crisis team moved up to get some shots on the Dire Avengers, only killing a couple and wounding the Exarch on the other unit. The Commander advanced to hopefully take Secure 5 next turn, and this Crisis just sat on top of that objective.
To get you Supremacy.
To also get me Supremacy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So yeah, total score is 19-16 going into my 5th turn.
Yeah.
So it's my turn at 5 now. I've just drawn these 2 cards. Hold the line still, and then I had like defend 5 and get 6, so I ditched both of those and I've just got secure 3, which is over here, which is next to my knight, so I should be able to secure that quite comfortably, I'm hoping, and we can see what we can do to get me double trouble, but it's going to depend because then I won't be able to attack over here, so it depends what I really want to do with over there. I might just try and kill some stuff, but we'll see. But it's all to play for at points. I'm in a bit of a dilemma at the moment. I'm just really trying to cling on. My card draw hasn't been great, so we will see what I can do in my turn 5. That was the end of my turn 5, and I'm going to show you something really good that I did with the knight, because there were so many things or so many places I could go, and we had a really good discussion about it, but losing that roll off meant that objective going on one side. He had a character either side of this building. Absolute nightmare. But basically, what I did was I measured where, with this dice here, I planted a dice around every point of my model of my knight, so then I can freely move him based on the movement, in case I ever needed to put him back. We know exactly where he started. That's one thing a lot of people do. It's like they move him and end up getting like 3 inches extra. So if someone's unsure, or if you're ever unsure, just drop 4 markers down either side, so you know exactly where that model is before you start moving around. And that just means then your opponent isn't worried about like, oh, they've just gained an extra 2 inches and now they can make a silly inch charge or something. Anyway, so what I did was I moved him around here, so scatter-lasered off this one guy, scatter-lasered off some other guys. These guys here killed this. I actually killed a few units that turn, which I'm thinking the kill points. Yeah. And then I killed the character with both of my cannons, and I just put everything into him. I was tempted to put one of the cannons on this guy, but I'm glad I didn't, because I only just killed him because I rolled so badly on how many shots I got. And then I charged, because the other character was within an inch of the ruin. I just need to charge the ruin basically, and I'm within an inch of this character, and now I'm stood on the objective in which I needed to control for 2 points, so I got 2 points for that. And I just touched the broadside, the riptide even, just so that it means he cannot advance this turn. I'm just restricting his movement. I know he can fly away and still shoot, but because I'm touching cover, I might be able to get a cover save from one of these broadsides, prevent some line of sight. And anyway, so it got me the 2 points I needed, and I killed off the last
Crisis suit
with another
Sniper Reaper.
Yeah, my Sniper Reaper's a beast. So yeah, all to play for. Cheers. And it's so far 22-16 into your turn 5. Yeah. Then I hope the game ends. Sudden ending to the game.
I scored 1.
You scored 1? Yeah.
So I had secure 5 from last turn. I also pulled defend 5 and I got secure 3.
Go.
So based on the card draw, I need to get on objective 5 and stay there to hopefully get 3 points. I can't secure 3 this turn because the knight's there, so the knight has to go. So that's my main play. So I've got another Callion in the bank with my with Shadow Sun, so I'm going to drop that out again to get those rail rifles into that knight. I've got my Riptide here, push on a little bit. Hopefully the rail rifles do this. If not, he can lend some fire to try and finish off this knight. I think the Crisis Suits needs to put pressure on the corner and make sure that the commander's not the closest enemy model to the units in there. So he should be able to safely defend objective 5 for another couple of points. I need to make sure I hide this, try and hide this troop here because he's an easy kill point.
Go.
So that's the end of my turn 5.
Yep.
So mission successful. The knight's gone. I made sure I moved the Riptide out of the way, so if it did blow, it didn't do D6 and potentially pop him as well. I advanced my ethereal up to try and get closest to the objective, but I'm nowhere near it. I think I need a lucky. I don't think I'm over 7. Even if that drops back and I pull it back, I won't be able to take that objective on the next turn. I carry on with Shadow Sun, so between the broadsides and Shadow Sun and that Riptide, it polished off that knight. I move my Crisis team forward, I move my Commander forward. My Commander just can't get in range of those, finish off those Reapers at the back. But I'll polish off the Dire Avengers along here. And in terms of objectives,
scored 5, I'll put that on.
Secure 5, I'm defending 5,
yeah.
And I'll take 3 next turn.
So you are on 18.
Yeah.
So now keep these dice, keep the camera rolling, because these dice rolls are pretty important.
Yeah.
So now the first thing, does it continue onto turn 6 on a 3-up?
You roll.
I roll. Stephen, you need to whiff. Give me the 1. 1.
Carries on.
Right, okay, not what I wanted. So this roll over here. More than a 3 for 3 inches towards me, please. Thank you. Now, this one where I'm stood on at the moment. 5, excellent. So I'm going to move that literally 3 inches backwards to about here. I'll do that in a minute. Then this one here this is the big roll. So I need to roll a 6.
So you're not scoring it, regardless.
You've won that every single time.
So that's just going to move.
Yeah.
And then this one in the corner. Doesn't really matter. 6. I'll keep it where it is.
Right. So my card draw then. We'll do this here. I would need to pull 2 cards because I've already got hold the line, defend 4, which is this one here, which we've got it done with, and then no mercy, which is secure 3. So I decided in the end to ditch 2 of my cards because there was no possible way, after thinking about it, what I could do. So I ditched 2 of them and I drew no prisoners. Now all I've done is hid everything in this one building, and I've also kept my other Dire Avengers hidden. And all I need to do is Tempesta Launcher this one single man that is behind that terrain. So it all comes down to this. Lucky dice. I feel like these are going to be lucky for me. Come on, I need to roll big. 2d6 shots. Come on. That's a 9.
That should do it.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this is worth 2 points to me. Come on, Dark Reapers, don't fail me now. We've been trusty friends for so long. Come on. Yes, that's what I'm liking. You're doing well. 3s. Oh.
4.
4.
-2s +1. 5 ups.
Oh!
He's definitely dead.
Boom! 2 points to me. And I get my 1 for being stood on that objective at the start of my turn. So that's a 3-pointer.
Where did you get your third point from?
Not from over there.
Well, you got 1. You got no prisoners. 2.
Yep, but double trouble, isn't it? Because I bit.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sugar.
Yeah.
Go.
So here's my draw from this turn. I've got secure 6, which is I'm already holding. Secure 3, which I can get on this turn, and psychological warfare is impossible at this stage, so at least getting 2 points there.
Go.
So my turn 6. Move the broadsides up to try and get some shots on the remaining units in the corner. I think I killed off 1 Dark Reaper.
Yep.
I advance all this stuff around here, so if this continues, if I win the roll off, I might have to keep that. I advance my crisis suits into that corner to put pressure on. So if the game continues again, I might have to take that point away from Steve. My commander has just moved up. He can get line of sight or range of anything.
He'll get line breaker though, won't he?
He will get line breaker, yeah. So these fire warriors are out range, out line of sight. Just make sure I hold objective 6. So secured 3, secured 6. Psychological warfare gets discarded.
So the scores on the doors is 25-23. As it stands, and we need to roll off. Does the game
continue? It's my roll.
4 up. It does.
On to turn 7.
Right, that roll over there. This is where they start to get important. The roll over there.
This one. 3, 6.
Okay, just move it. It doesn't actually matter. Just leave it where it is. Oh, where is that objective? Oh yeah, put it away from you then. Sorry, I thought that guy was doing it.
Yeah.
So he's outside of 3, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
This one.
This one over here. This is the important one. You've rolled a 3. Come on, a 4 or a 3. I'll take that. Yeah, nice. So I'm just going to literally move that back to there. Lovely. So I'm still within 3 inches of it.
These two are redundant.
Oh no, let's go for this one.
Okay. Yeah, you won't have scored at the beginning of your turn.
I know, but
6.
okay.
I'll win that one. No point doing
that. That one. Right. Okay, so this is my card draw. Big Game Hunter.
Kill the Riptide.
Not doing that. Secure 1, which I can do. For the Emperor, secure 4. Now I'm just going to measure out. In this guy in this corner here. So let's measure from that corner to there. So that's 12 inches. 3 back is a 9. So I basically need to roll a 2 on an advance, and I control that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna risk it. Risk it for a biscuit. So let's literally
keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it
I
rolling.
That's the only thing you do.
So my Dire Avenger is just gonna move back onto here. Okay. He's loving life there. Right, here we go then.
The advance.
The advance roll.
4
Yes. Easy. Nice. Okay. That shakes it up a bit. Go.
So Steve's just finished his turn. He scored another 2 points. That takes him to 28. I'm currently on 23.
Yeah.
I scored 1 for holding this objective, so that's 24. I need a big Maelstrom draw. Here we go. Secure 5, secure 3, and defend 1. So 1.
Isn't what I'm stood on.
So that's no good. Secure 3.
Easy.
That's me. Secure 5 is that. That's only 2 points.
So that takes you to 26.
But there's a twist in the tail.
Okay.
I am going to discard
You're not. 2 cards.
2 cards. I'm
You're
going
not.
for it.
He's going
Here
for
it
it.
is.
Oh!
Defend 4,
Defend 4.
which is no good.
Which is no good at
I
all.
won't be able to score it.
No, so you get 25 points.
So at the end of my turn 7, I brought my commander over to take out those dire Avengers, which he whiffed at shooting because Steve tanked a load on the 4-up Invan, so he had to charge and polish them off. No problem, aggressive Tau. And in the other corner, my crisis suits flips over the top, bit of support from the broadsides, just finished off that last dire Avenger and that last Reaper. So Steve's been tabled, but that's not where the story finishes.
Well, guys, that is the end of the battle report.
It was epic.
7 turns,
Yeah.
etc. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot from it. I think, obviously, myself and Jack will go over kind of what we think went well, review the lists, and also any tactical errors that we, made during the game. But before we do that, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that supported the channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. If you ever share this in any of your groups, whether it's you're in the Eldar group or the Tau group and you're sharing it, here's a good video to watch. Guys, I literally can't thank you enough.
All just between friends,
Yeah, exactly. And if you do tag, if you do share it on Facebook, tag us in. We're at Vanguard Tactics, or I'm at Stephen Box. So you can tag me in, and obviously then it just means that we can start to communicate a bit more and all that kind of good stuff. And also a huge thank you to all of our Patreons, because without them and without you, if you do support us as a Patreon, this whole thing wouldn't be possible. We're really reinvesting everything that we make. Whether it's new lighting equipment, a little bit of scenery here and there, just to touch things up. It really does go a long way, and I can't thank you enough. So. Anyway, Jack, should we tell them the score?
Let's do it.
So at the very end there, it got extremely close. But there's a kill point differential.
Yeah.
So the game ended on 28-26, didn't it, to me?
To the Eldar, yeah.
To the Eldar. And that includes your line breaker. That includes your first strike.
Yeah.
And that also includes your Kingslayer.
Yeah.
And that also includes my first strike, and I didn't get the other 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
yeah,
the kill point differential.
I tabled you.
You
and I still lost on the kill point differential.
You lost on the kill point, only by 1.
Only by 1, but
So I killed 13.
I killed 12.
And you killed 12. I
Um,
mean, I am running a knight.
and a big unit of spears
And
a
a
big unit
big
of reapers.
Reapers, yeah.
Yeah, so
And I've got, obviously, reflected in that, I've also got a massive unit of Wind Riders.
yeah,
Um,
not many CP.
that was my biggest problem. Was I didn't have enough to keep the engine going.
No.
Like if I could have had another 2 CPs, put a 4-up and runnable save on him for another turn, that's good.
Yeah,
Really need that.
I think definitely. I was trying to avoid shooting the knight, especially the turn you put. I knew you only had 1 turn to fuel him up to a 4-up, so I just didn't shoot him that turn.
Yeah.
I was picking off different units here, there, and everywhere. But I think even from the early offset, he didn't have lightning fast reactions.
No.
He didn't have all those other usual Eldar stratagems that come into effect. So
Like that turn where I failed every single psychic power,
yeah,
I didn't have my +1 stratagem.
yeah.
Um,
You couldn't afford a re-roll.
couldn't even
You had
afford
to
a reroll
save
on
it.
the charges.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, I rolled like a double 1, didn't I? And then a 1 and a 3, so there was no hope. But yeah, so Jack, what would you do, or what have you done differently in this game?
Well, firstly, I really like the changes I've made to the list from Clash Alliance.
I agree. I think it's a much stronger list.
So with the Ghost Kill and Stealth suits dropping out and bring those 2 units of Crisis suits, the Enforcer Commander just brings something completely different. You can deep strike in any way you need to. Those Crisis teams got 36 strength 5 shots each. They're clearing off objectives.
Can he buff them in any way?
He can buff them to give them reroll wounds, but he's shooting as well. Mm-hmm. So I think...
and you don't think it's worth I really like the Cold Stars, just that ability to move.
I really like the Cold Stars. So I might have a look at the Commander, might try to optimise that, but I think generally speaking, I've realised 2 units of Crisis and dropping down the unit shield drones as well.
That was handy, wasn't it?
Just score me a point every turn. So I really like that alteration I've made to the list.
Yeah.
Still need to have a bit of a look. Shadow Sun coming in as well was brilliant.
Yeah.
So I think I need to pick her up as a model, but
definitely.
I need to see if I can try and squeeze out a few more kill points out of the list. I had a lot of models, a lot of units left.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my small units of infantry that get me my command points. I don't think there's too much I can do about it.
It's whether you need all those CPs, isn't it? Because you have to start dropping HQ options and also troop options.
I think with Tau, you need the focus fire stratagem to get +1 to wound on a unit, which is 3 CP. Your command and control modes are only 1s, but I think generally you need a good stack of command points when you're running Tau. So in terms of that game, what would I run differently? I completely forgot about Eldar redeploying. Not sure if I could have done much about that anyway, because the way Steve put the spears in the middle, there's no way on that deployment map I could...
I baited you. Yeah. I deliberately did it because as I was deploying, I actually started to deploy them out of line of sight.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing? I'm going first, or should do unless you seize. And if you do seize, 3 CPs and I move all 3 units out of line of sight, so I left 3 CPs there. Yeah. I made that big error, didn't I? When I should have I moved the unit of Dire Avengers over there. I mean, in the end, actually, having 2 units of Dire Avengers was quite useful.
It did make a difference at the end.
Because all I wanted to do was use another unit to screen out.
Yeah.
And it just meant that I was out of range of Doom, which is quite useful, which would have been nice over here to take those broadsides out. But anyway.
But again, so I think, could I have deployed anything differently?
Not really.
I don't think so. Maybe gone into the middle and avoid that line of sight, but the Reapers are in that corner. Yeah. So I had to go to that. And by doing that, it forced you to spend 3 CP.
Yeah.
Otherwise, those Reapers are doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to stay as far away back as Doom as possible, which worked because if you redeployed them, I would have been taken that on.
That's good.
I was happy with my deployment. I was happy how I played that game, really.
It was a hard matchup for you.
It was.
And probably the closest you and I have ever come when I've played Eldar and you've played Tau. Because normally I'm in a strong position, aren't I?
Yeah.
So, my list.
Yeah.
Mine is obviously extremely CP hungry. He requires me to take Vigilus.
Yeah.
That's 1.
So that's 1 down. Yeah.
Also, to take him as well, the only way you can run him in a detachment is in a Supreme Command. So that costs me attacks of another...
Can you not run him as a super heavy auxiliary?
Yeah, but you need to, with the Vigilus campaign...
You need to get the...
You need to have the Warlock in with it to get the reroll charges. And also, it has to be Illandan so that I can get the fight twice.
Got you. Yeah.
Do you know what we completely forgot to do?
What?
I should have took D3 mortal wounds on him.
When? Oh, he took his...
It wouldn't have made a difference. It wouldn't have made a difference. No. How many wounds would I have took out of interest?
Well, no, it wouldn't have made a difference.
It wouldn't have made a difference in the game. But anyway, forgot to do that. You should always do that when you fight twice with that
Brave constructs, isn't it?
She got too excited. But you have to take Illandan to take that relic.
Okay.
So what I could do...
You have to commit quite a lot to it.
Yeah, I've got to take the Spirit Seer as the Warlord to get the reroll charges. Although that was useless.
In this game, yeah.
So, do you then not take him as the Warlord? Okay. And you could just take him anyway.
Yeah.
As Illandan.
Yeah.
You could take 1 Spirit Seer and a Warlock in a Illandan
Pick a patrol
battalion.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You could do that. That gets you some more CPs in that list. The only thing I'm not getting is the reroll charges.
Could he start him on the board?
You can start him on the board as well.
But you could get Alpha Struck because the 4-up invulns in the beginning of your end of your movement phase.
Yeah.
He's interesting. He hit like a train.
I could have actually, because I know I'm going first.
Yeah, you should have kept him on the board. Maybe in your deployment.
Moved him 12. That would have saved me a CP. Anyway, I mean, it's all...
He's interesting. I think
it might have made the usefulness of then alpha striking your broadsides more effective, because then they can't hit him back if he's on the board.
Yeah, and you'd have struggled to get, but you'd have struggled to lock those broadsides down as quick as you did, because you'd have been over there, wouldn't you?
No, enough I redeploy. Yeah. That would have still happened, but what I'm saying is, I tried to tie up the broadsides so that, but then by doing so, the only thing you couldn't shoot was nothing really big, and they're good at killing big stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I should have put him on the board. But look, it's the first time I've ran him. When he did hit, he hit hard. Blowing up a Riptide.
Took down a Riptide.
Took down another 5 wounds off him.
Yeah.
Right? And just being able to pick a unit and go in, that's deleted, that deleted of cheap chaff. That was good, and I do like that. So I think Knights, they're doable, but you gotta commit a lot to them.
Yeah.
Now, the other great thing about a Wraith Knight compared to a regular Imperial Knight is that you get the stampy feet, but you also get fists. So you've actually you can get them up to 10 attacks because you get the 1 CP, 1 plus extra attack.
Yeah.
And then they're re-rolling ones if they're within either the Autarch or the Spirit Steer. And then they're I don't know what strength it is, but
is it double or strength 10?
Let's have a quick little look. But they are at -3 and they're D6 damage.
Yes.
So 10 attacks with that is something that the regular, obviously, I'm just going to look this up.
The double attacks is once per game, isn't it?
Once per game only.
Fine, yeah.
User. So you're only strength 8. So let's say 4 hit. No, you'd get more than that. 8 hit.
Yeah.
2 might miss. And then 4 would wound.
Yeah.
And then -3 takes you to a 6-up save.
Yeah.
And then you've got 3d6 damage.
Yeah. 9.
It's not bad.
9 to 12.
Yeah, it's not bad against a big
That's
knight.
alright.
Anyway, so I did like him. I do, and he was useful in this game. I did think I played him well when I got him in. I think those things moving around kind of messed us both up at different points.
Yeah,
like messed me up in that corner, but messed you up over here.
Yeah,
and that
messed me up here big time.
But it also messed me up because I couldn't tag the broadsides that I wanted to do because they were the ones that killed him.
Yeah.
Because what I wanted to do was basically ignore this, hit the broadsides, kill them, and then, or flame them, and then go into Shadow Sun and just kill off all that whole lot. But
getting through, taking that, scores you the 2 points, get you the win.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you've always got to play the mission. You know, and I go back to it all the time. And it's one thing I wrote in that email recently was play the mission. Don't worry about, you know, trying to kill your opponent. Play the mission. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you'd have done anything differently, comment below. You know, would you have put the Wraith Knight on the board? Or have you put the Wraith Knight in the air? What do you think? Let us know. I think it's a good one. Any questions that you want to throw out? Anything you would have done differently?
No, I think I think I played well. I think it was.
Oh, mate, me forgetting to cast Jinx. But anyway, it's done. It is done now. Yeah. But Jack, that was an absolute quality game.
Thank you.
And guys, we'll be back with another battle report very soon. Take care.
Grumpy Stephen, turn 6, part 1.
Grumpy.
Got a sighing going on.
Is it like, is the red thing flashing?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Then it's recording, yeah.
We're live.
3, 2, 1, go.